Hey, tonight we diving in from a simple village boy to a retired soldier. Before we start, if the story helps you to a sleep, then drop a comment where you from. Before the sun even thinks about waking up, there is a small village resting quietly at the edge of wide, open fields. Nothing special about it. No famous roads, no tall buildings, just a few simple houses, narrow dirt paths, and fields that stretch out like they have all the time in the world. This village wakes up slowly, very slowly. Even the roosters seem unsure if they should start their job yet. The sky is still dark blue, not night anymore, but not morning either. That soft in between time when everything feels gentle. A light breeze moves through the trees, and the leaves whisper to each other like they are sharing secrets that don't matter much. Somewhere far away, a single bird starts singing. It doesn't sing loudly, just a quiet tune, like it's practicing before the real morning starts. After a few moments, another bird joins in, then another. No rush. They take their time. The houses in the village are small and simple. Most are made of old bricks, some with wooden doors that creak a little when opened. But right now, all the doors are closed. Everyone is still asleep. Even the village dogs, who usually act like night guards, are lying down, pretending they are very serious workers resting after a long shift. A thin layer of mist hangs over the fields. It moves slowly, like it forgot where it was going. The crops stand quietly, covered in tiny drops of dew. If you look closely, you might see a spider web shining softly, catching the early light like it's showing off. This village does not know hurry. There is no traffic noise here. No horns, no phones buzzing, no alarms screaming, "Wake up, you are late." Time moves differently in places like this. Here, minutes feel longer and nobody argues with them. At one end of the village, there is a small house with a low roof and a tiny courtyard. Inside this house, a young boy is still asleep. He is wrapped in a thin blanket, breathing slowly, dreaming about nothing important. Maybe he is dreaming about running through fields, or maybe he is dreaming about food. Dreams are simple at that age. This boy does not know it yet, but he will grow up to live a long life filled with routine, discipline, and quiet responsibility. But right now, he is just sleeping. And honestly, he is doing a great job at it. Outside, the first sign of morning appears. A soft line of orange slowly stretches across the sky. It does not rush. It takes its time, like it enjoys the attention. In one house, a kettle sits on a small stove, waiting. In another, a pair of worn shoes rests near the door, covered with a thin layer of dust from yesterday. Nothing moves. Nothing changes. And that is perfectly fine. A cow shifts slightly in its place, adjusting its position. It seems satisfied and goes back to doing nothing. A donkey somewhere lets out a quiet sound, then decides it was not worth the effort and stays silent again. This village is full of ordinary things, and that is what makes it peaceful. The air smells like earth and grass, fresh, clean, honest. No perfume, no smoke, no rush. Just air doing what air does best, As the light grows a little brighter, the fields slowly begin to show their colors. Greens become clearer. Browns look warmer. The sky stretches wider, like it is opening its eyes. Somewhere, an old man turns in his sleep. Somewhere else, a woman breathes deeply, enjoying the last moments before the day begins. Nobody is thinking about plans yet. Nobody is worried about tomorrow. And the boy in the small house keeps sleeping. His life, still untouched by uniforms, schedules, or duties, is calm and simple. He belongs to this village. It's quiet mornings, it's slow days, it's gentle nights. These moments will shape him more than he knows. The village has seen many boys grow up. Some left, some stayed. Some returned years later, walking slower, carrying stories they rarely tell. The village never asks questions. It simply welcomes them back. Right now, though, there are no stories yet. Just the start of a day. The sun finally peeks over the horizon, just a little, enough to say hello. The mist begins to lift, not all at once, but piece by piece, like it is folding itself away carefully. A rooster finally decides it is time to speak. His voice breaks the silence, but not in an angry way, more like a reminder, morning has arrived. No need to panic, soon doors will open. Water will be drawn, tea will be made, feet will walk familiar paths. But that will happen later. For now, the village remains slow, calm, peaceful. This is where the story begins, not with noise, not with action. Just with a quiet village before sunrise, doing absolutely nothing in a very beautiful way. And sometimes that is the best way to begin. Morning in the village does not arrive with drama. It arrives quietly, like it does not want to disturb anyone. The sun climbs a little higher, light slips through small windows, and slowly people begin to wake up. The boy opens his eyes, not quickly, not excited, just slowly, like someone who has nowhere urgent to go. He stares at the ceiling for a moment, blinking, trying to remember what day it is. Then he remembers it does not matter. Every day feels almost the same. He sits up, rubbing his eyes, his hair pointing in strange directions. If hair could talk, his would probably say, "I gave up trying." His mother's voice comes from outside, calm and familiar. Not loud, just enough to say the day has started. He stretches, yawns, and steps outside into the small courtyard. The ground is cool under his feet. A bucket of water waits near the hand pump. He splashes his face, and for a few seconds, he feels fully awake. Then he feels sleepy again. That is normal. Breakfast is simple, very simple. Flat bread, maybe some milk, maybe something warm if the morning feels kind. Nobody complains. Complaining takes energy, and energy is saved for later. After eating, the boy helps with small chores. He does not think of them as chores. They are just things that need to be done. Carrying water, sweeping the floor, feeding the animals. Each task is done slowly, without rush. The goat watches him closely, like it is judging his work. The boy pretends not to notice. The goat wins anyway. School is a short walk away. The path is familiar. He could walk it with his eyes closed, though that would probably end badly. so he keeps them open. On the way, he kicks small stones, watches ants carry things much bigger than themselves, and stops to look at nothing in particular. He is never late, but he is never early either. He arrives exactly when he needs to. The school building is old and quiet. The walls have seen many children pass through, some paying attention, some not so much. The boy sits on a wooden bench that makes a soft sound when he moves. He tries not to move too much after that. The teacher speaks in a steady voice. The boy listens. Sometimes. Other times his mind wanders. He thinks about the fields, about the clouds, about how long the class will last. Important thoughts. When he writes carefully, slow letters. Straight lines, he does not rush his words. Mistakes are corrected quietly. No big reactions. Just learning one page at a time. At break time, he sits with other boys. They talk about small things. Who ran fastest yesterday? Who saw a big bird near the trees? Who dropped their lunch by accident and pretended it did not happen? The boy laughs softly. He is not loud. He does not like being the center of attention. He is comfortable just being there. After school, he walks back home the same way. The sun feels warmer now. The village is awake. Women talk while working. Men move slowly from one place to another. Nobody looks stressed. Nobody looks in a hurry. At home, there is more helping to do. Carrying things, holding tools, standing nearby in case someone needs something. He learns by watching. No one gives long speeches. Life teaches quietly here. In the afternoon, when work slows down, he finds time to sit under a tree. The shade is cool. The ground is comfortable enough. He lies back and looks at the sky. Clouds move slowly. Some look like animals. Some look like nothing at all. He decides nothing at all is his favorite shape. Sometimes he runs with other children through the fields, not racing. Just running, laughing, stopping when tired, starting again when bored. When evening comes, the village changes its pace again. The light softens. Shadows grow longer. The air feels calmer. Like the day is slowly exhaling, dinner is eaten together. Simple food. Again. Always enough. Nobody checks the time. Nobody scrolls through anything. Conversations are short and quiet. After eating, the boy sits near his father. He listens more than he talks. Stories are told without excitement. Just memories. Just lessons hidden inside normal words. As night arrives, the stars appear one by one. The boy looks at them for a moment. He does not think about the future. He does not think about becoming anything special. He just thinks they look nice. When it is time to sleep, he lies down on his bed. The same bed. The same blanket. The same peaceful feeling. His body is tired, but in a good way. The kind of tired that comes from a full day of simple living. His eyes close easily. Tomorrow will look very much like today, and that is perfectly okay. This childhood does not shout. It does not rush. It does not push him forward. It gently prepares him one quiet day at a time for a life where routine will matter, patience will be useful, and calm will be a strength. For now, though, he sleeps. and the village sleeps with him. As the years pass, the boy grows taller. Not suddenly, not in a dramatic way, just a little bit every year, like the village itself, stretching slowly under the same sky. His clothes start feeling shorter. His shoes feel tighter. Nobody is surprised. This is how growing up usually works here. Mornings are still quiet, but now he wakes up a little earlier, not because he wants to, mostly because life gently pushes him that way. The sun is not fully up when he steps outside, and the air feels cool and serious, like it expects something from him. He washes his face, ties his shoes carefully, and helps around the house before anything else. These small habits begin to stick. He does not call them discipline. He just calls them normal. His father watches sometimes, saying very little. A nod, a short sentence. That is enough. Long speeches are not popular in this house. School feels different now. The benches are the same, the walls are the same, but the boy is not. He sits straighter. He listens longer. He understands that showing up every day matters, even when the day feels boring. Especially when the day feels boring. He starts walking faster on the road to school, not rushing, just steady, step after step. He likes the sound his shoes make on the dirt path. It is a small thing, but small things often stay. Teachers notice him, not because he is the best, not because he talks a lot, but because he does what is asked quietly and again and again. When work needs to be done, he does it. When waiting is needed, he waits. Waiting becomes a skill. At home, his responsibilities grow. He carries heavier things now. He stands longer. He learns how to fix small problems without asking too many questions. If something breaks, he tries first. If it still does not work, then he asks. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it does not. Both outcomes are accepted calmly. In the evenings, he often helps his father or older villagers with simple tasks, holding tools, passing things, watching closely. Nobody explains much. Learning happens by looking, listening, and trying not to mess things up too badly. And when he does mess up, which he does sometimes, there is no shouting, just a look, a quiet correction, a second chance. The village teaches discipline in a soft way. It does not push, it repeats. Days begin to feel structured. Wake up, help, school, work, eat, rest, sleep, repeat. At first, it feels boring. Later, it feels comfortable. He notices that people who follow routines worry less. They move slower. They sleep better. This seems like useful information. Friends come and go. Some boys are restless. Some talk about leaving the village soon. Some complain about how slow everything is. The boy listens, nods, and says very little. He is not against change. He just does not feel chased by it. He starts waking up before he is told. Not every day, but often enough. He likes the quiet time when nobody else is moving. The world feels simpler then. He practices small habits, folding his clothes neatly, keeping his things in one place, finishing tasks before resting. These habits are not exciting, but they work. And working quietly becomes something he respects. There are moments of doubt. Moments when he wonders if life will always feel this steady. These thoughts come and go, usually when he is tired. He lets them pass like clouds. The seasons keep changing. Summers are hot and slow. Winters are calm and long. His body grows stronger. His movements become more controlled. He learns how to stand for a long time without shifting too much. A skill he does not know will be useful later. Villagers begin to trust him with more responsibility. Ask him to do it, someone says. He will handle it. This feels good, though he never shows it. He learns that discipline is not about being strict all the time. It is about doing small things properly, even when nobody is watching, especially when nobody is watching. At night, he often sits quietly, looking at the sky. The stars are the same ones he has always seen. They feel familiar. Reliable. He likes that. Sometimes he imagines a future beyond the village, not in big pictures, just small ideas, a uniform, a routine, a place where order matters. These thoughts are calm, not loud. He does not chase them yet. His parents notice the change. They do not comment much. They simply trust him more. That trust feels heavier than any chore, but he carries it carefully. Mistakes still happen. He forgets things. He gets tired. He feels lazy on some mornings, but he learns to move anyway, slowly, without arguing with himself too much. Discipline, he realizes, is not about being perfect. It is about showing up again after a bad day. By now, the boy is no longer really a boy. Not fully grown either, somewhere in between, strong enough to help, calm enough to listen, quiet enough to observe. The village keeps shaping him with silence, with routine, with repeated days that look very similar, and he grows into it. When he lies down at night, his body feels tired, but his mind is steady. Sleep comes easily. Tomorrow already feels familiar, even though it has not arrived yet. This stage of his life does not shine. It does not rush. It does not announce itself, but it builds something important: patience, order, endurance, all without noise. And that, in its own quiet way, is how discipline begins to settle in and stay. The idea does not arrive suddenly. It does not crash into his life with loud thoughts or dramatic music. It arrives quietly, like most important things in this village. It sits in the back of his mind for a long time, waiting patiently, not asking for attention. He notices it during early mornings, when he wakes up before everyone else, when the air is still cool, when the village feels like it is holding its breath. He finishes his small tasks, washes his hands, and stands still for a moment. That is when the thought shows up, not loudly, just softly. A life with structure, a life with routine, a life where days follow clear rules. He does not think about bravery. He does not imagine medals or dramatic moments. He mostly thinks about waking up on time and knowing exactly what needs to be done. That feels comfortable. He sees soldiers sometimes. Not many. A few pass through nearby towns. They walk in neat lines. They speak little. Their movements are calm and practiced. They look tired but steady, like people who understand waiting. He notices their shoes first, clean, strong, made for long days. At home, nobody pushes him toward any decision. His parents never say, "You must do this." They trust silence more than advice. Still, one evening, while sitting outside after dinner, he brings it up. "I was thinking," he says. Everyone pauses. Not because it is important. Mostly because he does not talk much. His father looks at him. His mother listens quietly. "I might join the army." The words sit there for a moment. Nobody reacts strongly. No gasps, no speeches. Just a pause. His father nods slowly. "It is a steady life," he says. That is all. His mother asks practical questions about location, about food, about how often he would come home. Normal questions, calm questions. There is no fear in her voice, just care. The decision does not feel heavy. It feels organized, like something that fits. In the days that follow, the thought becomes clearer. He starts noticing small things differently. How he likes following schedules. How he does not mind repetition. How he feels calm when rules are clear. He realizes something important. He is not running away from the village. He is carrying it with him. The paperwork comes next. Forms, documents, signatures, photos that make him look more serious than he feels. He stands still while his picture is taken, trying not to blink too much. The man behind the desk barely looks up. He has seen many faces like this. Quiet ones, nervous ones, hopeful ones. The boy fits right in. Waiting begins again. Days pass. Life continues as usual. He helps at home. He walks the same paths. He eats the same meals. But now there is a small difference. There is a direction. He does not talk about it much. Telling too many people would make it feel bigger than it needs to be. He prefers to keep it simple. One morning, the letter arrives, not in a fancy envelope, just paper, official, clear, calm, reporting instructions, a date, a place. He reads it slowly, twice. Then once more, just to be sure, that evening, he tells his family. Again, no drama. His mother listens carefully. His father reads the letter himself, nodding once. That nod says many things. Pride, trust, acceptance. Preparations begin. They are simple. Clothes are folded. A small bag is packed. Nothing extra. No unnecessary items. Just what is needed. Neighbors hear the news. Some offer advice. Some share stories. Some simply say, "Take care." The village has always been like this. Supportive, but not loud. The night before leaving is quiet. He sits outside longer than usual. The sky looks the same. The stars are steady. He wonders if they will look different from far away. He decides they probably will not. Sleep comes slowly, but peacefully. In the morning, he wakes up early. Earlier than normal. Not because of nerves. Mostly because his body is used to waking up when something important is coming. He washes, dresses, and eats a small meal. Nobody rushes him. Time feels wide and patient. When it is time to leave, there are no big goodbyes, no long speeches. Just quiet hugs, soft words. His mother fixes his collar. His father places a hand on his shoulder. That is enough. The road out of the village looks familiar. He has walked parts of it many times. Today, he walks it with a small bag and a calm heart. He does not look back too many times. Not because he does not care, but because he knows where he comes from. That place is already inside him. As he reaches the transport stop, he stands and waits. Waiting feels natural now, almost comforting. When the vehicle arrives, he steps in and takes a seat by the window. He does not talk much. He watches the village slowly fade into the distance. Fields pass by, trees, small houses, all moving slowly backward. He feels no fear, no excitement, just readiness. The decision is made. Quietly, clearly, without force. A simple village boy choosing a life of order and routine, not to become a hero, just to serve steadily. As the road stretches ahead, he rests his head slightly and breathes out. This is not the end of anything. It is just the next step. And like everything else in his life so far, it begins calmly. The village looks different when you are about to leave it, not in a dramatic way. The houses are the same. The paths are the same. The fields still stretch out quietly. But somehow, everything feels a little slower, like the village itself is giving him extra time to look around. The morning is calm. Too calm. Even the birds seem polite today, singing softly, as if they know this is not a day for noise. He walks through the narrow path with his small bag resting against his side. It is not heavy, mostly clothes. A few simple things. Nothing fancy. The bag looks like it has no big expectations, which feels right. Each step feels familiar. He has walked this path thousands of times. To school, to fields, to nowhere in particular. Today, he walks it with a purpose, but he does not rush. Rushing would feel disrespectful. He passes the tree where he once sat for hours doing absolutely nothing. The tree stands there doing the same thing it always does. Nothing. It seems proud of that. A little farther, he passes the well. Someone is drawing water. They nod at him. He nods back. No long talk. Everyone already knows where he is going. The village has a quiet way of saying goodbye. No banners. No crowds. Just small moments. A man sitting outside his house lifts his hand slightly. A woman sweeping the ground pauses and looks up. Someone says, "Go steady." Someone else says, "Eat on time." Very important advice. He smiles softly. He will try. As he walks, memories show up without asking. Running through these fields as a child. Walking back from school with dusty shoes. Standing quietly during village gatherings, listening more than speaking. All those moments feel calm. None of them try to pull him back. The transport stop is not much of a stop, just a place where people wait. A bench, a pole, some dust. A perfect place for waiting. He arrives early. Of course he does. Waiting has become his special skill. He sits down, places the bag beside him, and watches the road. The road is empty for now. It looks long. It looks patient. Other people arrive slowly. A man going to the city. A woman visiting relatives. Everyone has their own quiet reason. Nobody asks questions. He adjusts his position on the bench. The wood is hard. He decides this is good practice. From here, he can still see part of the village. the rooftops, the trees, the familiar shapes. He looks at them without counting how many times he looks. He does not feel sad. Not exactly. He feels steady, like he has packed his emotions neatly and placed them somewhere safe. The vehicle arrives with a low sound, like it does not want to disturb the morning. Dust rises slowly. Doors open. People move without rushing. He stands up, picks up his bag, and steps forward. Before getting in, he turns slightly and looks back one last time. Just one. Enough to say, "I remember." Then he climbs in and finds a seat near the window. The seat is not comfortable, but it is fine. Comfort is optional. As the vehicle starts moving, the village begins to slide away piece by piece. The well, the tree, the houses, the fields. He watches quietly. The road stretches forward straight and calm. The motion is steady, no sudden turns. No surprises, just movement. He rests his head lightly against the window. The glass is cool. His reflection looks serious. He almost smiles at that. He does not feel serious. He feels ready. Outside, the fields change slowly. Familiar shapes turn unfamiliar. The air smells different. The sky stays the same. Time passes in a soft way. He thinks about nothing important, mostly about how long the ride will be, about what food might be served later, about whether his shoes are tied properly. Important thoughts. Occasionally, someone speaks. A short sentence, a question. He answers politely. Then silence returns. Silence feels like home. As the hours pass, the village feels farther away. Not forgotten, just placed gently in the past where it belongs. He knows he will return one day. Not soon. Not late, just when it is time. For now, he is moving forward. The vehicle slows as it approaches a larger town. More noise, more movement, more people. He notices the difference immediately. The world here feels faster. People walk with purpose. Voices overlap. Sounds stack on top of each other. He stays calm. He has practiced this. He steps down carefully, lifts his bag, and stands still for a moment just to get his balance. Just to breathe. This place does not scare him. It just feels busy. He follows the instructions from the letter. Walk here, stand there, wait. He does all three very well. Eventually, he reaches the place where he needs to report. A gate, a sign, a sense of order. He likes that. He stands in line with others like him. Quiet faces, small bags, same calm energy. Nobody talks much. Everyone waits, waiting again. He looks around, noticing details. Shoes lined up neatly. Signs with simple rules. People moving in steady patterns. This feels right. He thinks about the village again, about its quiet mornings, about the slow sunrise, about the calm way it shaped him. He realizes something comforting. He did not leave the village behind. He brought it with him. Its patience, its silence, its steady rhythm, all of it is still here inside him. When his turn comes, he steps forward, not nervous, not excited, just focused. A voice tells him where to go. He nods and follows. The door opens. He steps inside. This is the moment where something new begins. But it does not feel loud. It feels organized. As the door closes behind him, the sounds of the outside fade slightly. The world becomes simpler again. Rules. Lines. Waiting. He adjusts his bag on his shoulder and takes a breath. Leaving the village was not about distance. It was about direction. And now, with calm steps and a steady heart, he walks forward into the next part of his life. Quietly. Just the way he prefers it. The first thing he notices is the quiet order. Not silence exactly. There are sounds everywhere. Footsteps, whistles, distant voices, but all of it feels organized, like every sound knows where it belongs. This place does not shout. It instructs. He stands where he is told to stand. That happens a lot. The ground is flat and clean. Lines are painted clearly, very clearly. Almost proudly, he lines his shoes up with the line without being asked. It feels natural. The line seems pleased. Around him, other recruits stand the same way. Small bags at their feet. Faces calm, but slightly unsure. Everyone is pretending they know what is going on. Nobody actually does. This is normal. A voice calls out instructions. Simple ones, short ones. He listens carefully. Not because he is scared. Mostly because missing instructions here seems like extra work later. And he does not enjoy extra work. They are led to a large room. Beds are placed neatly in rows. Perfect rows. He pauses for half a second, impressed. He chooses a bed, places his bag under it, and stands back. The bed looks firm, very firm, like it does not care about comfort. He decides this is fine. Comfort, again, is optional. Time moves slowly on the first day. Intentionally slow. Forms to fill. Names to say. Numbers to remember. Lines to stand in. More lines to stand in after that. Waiting returns as an old friend. He stands. He sits. He stands again. Nobody complains. Complaining would be useless. Everyone knows this already. Meals are served at exact times. Not early, not late. Exactly. The food is simple and warm. He eats quietly, chewing carefully, watching how others do it. Nobody rushes. Nobody relaxes too much either. He notices that spoons make almost the same sound when placed down. This detail stays with him. He is not sure why. That night, he lies on the bed, staring at the ceiling. The room is quiet but full. Breathing sounds fill the space softly. Someone turns. Someone coughs. Someone sighs like they worked very hard at sighing. He sleeps, not deeply, but enough. Morning arrives fast, very fast. A sharp sound cuts through the air. He opens his eyes immediately. No confusion, no delay. His body seems to understand before his mind does. He gets up. So does everyone else. The room comes alive in a quiet rush. Beds are made quickly. Not perfectly, but better than expected for people who woke up seconds ago. Outside, the air is cool and serious. The sky looks undecided about the day. He stands in line, shoulders straight, eyes forward. He copies others when unsure. Copying is a useful skill here. Training begins gently, or at least gently compared to what it could be walking in formation. Standing still, learning how to turn at the same time. It sounds simple. It is not. Humans are not naturally good at moving together. This place teaches them how, Mistakes happen. Feet move at the wrong time. Swing too far. Someone turns late. Instructions are repeated calmly, again and again. He likes this part. Repetition makes sense to him. Hours pass. Breaks are short. Water tastes better than usual. He drinks slowly, like he might need to remember this moment later. The days start to blend together. Wake up, line up, train, eat. Train again, eat again, clean, sleep, repeat. He learns new rules. Some spoken, some unspoken. Where to stand, when to speak, when not to. How to fold clothes so they look like they were never unfolded in the first place. Folding becomes an art. His fingers move carefully. He fixes mistakes quietly. Nobody needs to know. He notices how the instructors move. Calm, controlled. No wasted steps, no extra words. They do not rush and they do not slow down. They set the pace. He respects that. Evenings are quieter. Muscles feel tired, but not angry. Just tired in an honest way. He sits on his bed, cleaning his shoes carefully. Dust is removed. Laces are straightened. Shoes matter here. A lot. Someone nearby tries to joke. A small joke. It lands softly. A few quiet laughs appear, then disappear. Nobody wants to be too loud. He smiles without showing much of it. Letters from home have not arrived yet. That is okay. He does not expect them this early. The village feels close enough without paper. Some nights, he thinks about the fields, about the slow mornings, about how quiet the sky used to feel. Then he looks around. This place is quiet too. Just in a different way. Discipline is everywhere, but it does not feel heavy. It feels steady, predictable. He likes knowing what comes next, even when what comes next is hard. Days turn into a rhythm. His body adjusts. His mind settles. Standing still becomes easier. Waking up becomes automatic. Listening becomes sharper. He realizes something small but important. He is not trying to become someone else. He is just becoming a more organized version of himself. There are moments of tiredness, moments when his legs feel like they would prefer to be somewhere else. He notices the feeling, then continues anyway. This also feels familiar. He does not count days. Counting makes time feel longer. Instead, he focuses on tasks. Finish this, then rest. The training center feels less strange now. The buildings look familiar. The paths feel known. Even the sounds start to blend into something normal. The sharp morning call no longer surprises him. It feels expected. Almost welcome. One evening, as he lies on his bed, he realizes he has not thought about leaving in a while. Not because he misses home less, but because he belongs here now, too, in a quiet way. The training is shaping him, slowly, carefully, without noise. He closes his eyes. Tomorrow will look very much like today. And for the first time, that feels exactly right. After the first few days, nothing feels new anymore. And that is exactly the point. Morning arrives the same way every day. A sharp sound cuts through sleep, and bodies move before minds fully wake up. He opens his eyes, sits up, and stands almost automatically. No thinking required. Thinking is saved for later, or not used at all. That works too. Beds are made quickly, carefully. Corners pulled tight like they matter deeply. He smooths the blanket with slow hands, fixing a small crease that almost escaped. Almost. Outside, the air is cool again. It is always cool in the morning, like the day wants everyone to stay alert. He stands in line with the others, feet aligned, eyes forward. The ground feels familiar under his shoes now. He knows exactly where to place them. Training begins without announcement, no countdown, no excitement, just movement, walking, stopping, turning, standing still, again and again. At first, these things felt difficult. Now they feel normal. His body understands the rhythm. Left, right, pause. Left, right, pause. He does not rush. Rushing creates mistakes, and mistakes create extra repetition. He prefers the normal amount of repetition, not the bonus kind. They practice drills that look simple from far away. From close up, they are mostly about control, control of arms, control of legs, control of face. Faces are important. Faces should not argue. The sun rises higher as hours pass. Sweat appears. Nobody complains. Sweat is expected here. It is treated like a normal guest. Breaks come at exact times. He drinks water slowly, feeling it settle. He does not waste the break talking too much. Talking makes time pass faster, and he does not need time to pass faster. Time can move however it wants. After breaks, training continues. More repetition, more instructions, same tone, same words. He appreciates that. No surprises. Meals arrive on schedule. Always on schedule. He eats quietly, chewing carefully, noticing how hunger has learned to behave better. Food tastes simple and honest. He finishes, cleans up, and stands by without being told. Afternoons feel longer. The sun is stronger. Muscles feel heavier. Movements slow slightly, but not enough to matter. He adjusts his pace, not his effort. Instructors walk among them, watching closely. They notice everything: shoes, posture, attention. He stands steady, eyes forward, listening even when nothing is being said. Sometimes instructions are repeated for the group, not because someone made a big mistake, usually because small mistakes add up. He nods internally and fixes what needs fixing. Evenings finally arrive. Training slows, then stops. The sudden quiet feels strange at first, like the day forgot something. He uses the time to clean his equipment, wash up, and prepare for tomorrow. Preparation becomes part of rest. He folds clothes neatly. Every fold looks almost the same, almost perfect. He fixes one sleeve that dares to stick out. Discipline does not like sleeves that stick out. Someone nearby sighs deeply and says, "Long day." He agrees silently. Speaking feels unnecessary. Letters arrive occasionally now. He reads them slowly. Familiar handwriting. Simple words. No pressure. He folds the letter carefully and places it somewhere safe. He does not reread it too often. He knows what it says. Nights are quiet again. The room fills with soft sounds. Breathing. Shifting. A bed making a small complaint before settling down. His body feels tired in a deep, steady way. Not painful. Just full. Full of movement. Full of effort. He lies on his back, staring at the ceiling. The same ceiling. Every night, he does not mind. It feels reliable. Days pass like this, one after another. No big changes, no dramatic moments, just steady routine. Wake, train, eat, train, clean, sleep, repeat. He notices something interesting. The routine does not make days feel longer. It makes them disappear. Weeks pass without him counting them. His body grows stronger quietly. His movements become sharper. His standing becomes stiller. Yes, that is a word now. Stiller. He does not feel proud. He feels adjusted. That feels better. Training here is not about pushing limits loudly. It is about building habits, slowly, habits that stay, even when nobody is watching. He realizes that this place feels familiar because it works the same way his village did. Repetition, patience, quiet effort, different setting, same lesson. One night, as he lies down, he smiles slightly, not because something exciting happened, but because nothing unexpected did. Tomorrow will be the same, and somehow that feels comforting. He closes his eyes. By now, the routine has stopped asking questions. It simply happens. He no longer wonders what comes next. His body knows. His hands know. Even his feet seem to remember where to go without asking permission. This makes everything quieter inside and out. Patience begins to show itself in small ways. Standing in line no longer feels like waiting. It feels like standing. Time passes whether he argues with it or not, so he lets it pass peacefully. Instructions are given. He listens fully the first time. Listening saves energy. He has learned that energy is valuable, and shouting instructions is not how this place spends it. Order is everywhere now. Shoes are placed in the same direction. Beds look exactly like they did yesterday. Equipment is returned to the same spot every time. If something is moved, it is moved back. Simple rules. No confusion. At first, this level of order felt strict. Now it feels relaxing. When everything has a place, the mind does not need to search. Mistakes still happen. A button missed, a line slightly crooked, a step half a second late. None of these cause chaos. They are corrected quietly. Correction here is calm, almost polite. An instructor notices a problem, points at it, and moves on. No drama. The message is clear. Fix it. And he does. He begins to enjoy fixing things. Straightening, aligning, adjusting. These small actions bring a strange kind of satisfaction, like solving a puzzle where the answer is always make it neat. Patience grows stronger during long tasks. Tasks with no excitement, standing watch, holding position, repeating drills that feel exactly like the drills from yesterday. And the day before that, he learns not to look at the clock. Looking at the clock makes time feel heavy. Instead, he focuses on posture, breathing, balance. These things do not argue back. Other recruits change too. Movements become smoother. Voices become quieter. Everyone seems to understand the unspoken rule. Do your job. Do it calmly. In the evenings, he helps others without being asked. Not because he wants attention, just because order works better when everyone supports it. He passes tools, shares small advice, fixes a fold someone missed. Nobody thanks him loudly. A nod appears. That is enough. He notices how instructors treat patience like a skill, not a personality trait. It can be practiced. It can be improved. He practices it every day. There are moments of frustration. They arrive quietly, sit for a moment, then leave. He does not hold on to them. Holding on to frustration feels like carrying extra weight. He lets it go. One afternoon, they are asked to stand for a long time. No explanation, just standing. The sun moves slowly. Shadows shift, muscles complain softly. He adjusts his stance just enough to stay balanced. He focuses on breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Simple. Time passes. Eventually, the instruction comes to move. Everyone moves at once. Smooth. Controlled. He realizes something important in that moment. Patience is not about waiting for time to end. It is about being comfortable while time passes. Order becomes personal now. He keeps his space clean, his movements measured, his words limited. He does not rush meals. He does not rush rest. Rushing creates disorder. Disorder creates correction. Correction creates extra work. He prefers fewer steps. At night, he sits quietly, checking his equipment one last time. Everything is where it should be. That brings a calm feeling that is hard to explain, but easy to enjoy. Letters from home feel comforting, but they do not pull at him. He reads them, smiles softly, and places them back. He knows where he comes from. That knowledge is steady. The training center feels less like a place and more like a system now. A system he understands. He fits into it without effort. The days are not exciting. No stories worth telling loudly, but they are solid, reliable, calm, and slowly, without anyone making an announcement, he changes. He becomes someone who can wait without stress. Someone who can follow order without feeling trapped. Someone who finds comfort in structure. These lessons settle deep. They do not ask for attention. They simply stay. As he lies down that night, the room quiet and familiar, he feels balanced, not tired, not energized, just balanced. Tomorrow will bring more repetition, more order, more patience. He is ready, and he will be calm about it. The end of training does not arrive with fireworks. It arrives quietly, like everything else here. One morning, the routine feels slightly different. Not because anything changes, but because everyone senses that something is finishing. He wakes up, makes his bed, and stands in line as usual. The movements are smooth now, automatic. His hands fold fabric without thinking. His feet find their place without looking. The body remembers. Training continues, but it feels lighter. Not easier, just familiar. Drills repeat, but mistakes are rare now. Everyone moves with the same calm rhythm, like parts of a well-used machine. Instructors speak less. They watch more. That is how he knows something has changed. Paperwork appears again. Forms, names, numbers. Assignments printed clearly on white sheets. He takes his paper, reads it slowly, and folds it carefully. This paper matters. There is no ceremony, no applause, just a quiet acknowledgement. Training is complete. The next phase begins. He does not feel proud in a loud way. He feels settled, like a shelf that finally fits the wall. The final day passes slowly. Cleaning equipment one last time, returning items to their place, packing what belongs to him. Packing is done carefully. Everything folded neatly, everything placed logically, nothing extra. The bed looks empty once his bag is packed. He stands for a moment, looking at it. This bed has held many tired nights. It did its job well. Outside, recruits move in different directions now. Some talk softly, some stand quietly. Everyone seems calmer than expected. Change has arrived, but it is not rushing anyone. He thinks about the first day he arrived here, how the place felt large and unfamiliar, how the rules felt heavy. Now, everything feels measured, balanced. He has changed without noticing. The instructors gather them briefly. Just a few words. Simple words, reminders. Expectations? Nothing dramatic. He listens carefully. Then it is over. No long goodbyes. Just nods. A few handshakes. Calm expressions. He shoulders his bag and walks toward the transport area. The path feels familiar now. He knows where it turns. He knows where to step. Waiting returns one last time. He sits. He breathes. He watches. The vehicle arrives. He boards without hurry. Finds a seat. Places his bag carefully at his feet. As the training center fades behind him, he does not feel relief. He does not feel sadness. He feels prepared. Prepared feels better than excited. The ride is quiet. Fields pass by again. Towns appear and disappear. The world keeps moving at its own pace. He looks at his assignment paper once more. Location, instructions, reporting time. Clear, simple. He folds it back and places it safely away. He thinks about what training gave him, not strength alone, not skill alone. It gave him rhythm, the ability to move with structure, to wait without frustration, to follow order without losing himself. He arrives at his new posting as the day settles. The base looks calm, organized, familiar in a different way. He steps down, stands still for a moment, and adjusts his bag. Someone calls his name. He responds immediately. Clear, calm. He is shown where to go, where to stand, where to wait. Waiting again. This time, waiting feels like part of the job, not a pause between tasks. As evening arrives, he settles into his new space, a new bed, a new room. Same discipline. He places his bag down, arranges his things, and sits quietly. Training is over, but its lessons remain. They sit inside him now, steady, reliable, quiet. There is no dramatic ending to this chapter, just a simple transition from learning to doing, from preparation to service. As he lies down that night, he does not think about what he has finished. He thinks about what comes next. And for the first time, he does not feel unsure. He feels ready, calmly ready. And that is enough. The first posting does not feel exciting. It feels organized. He arrives at the base in the late afternoon when the light is soft and the air has started to cool. The buildings stand in neat rows like they have agreed not to surprise anyone. Paths are clean. Signs are clear. Everything looks like it knows its job. He steps through the gate and pauses for half a second. not because he is unsure, just because pausing feels respectful. A guard checks his papers, glances, nods, hands them back. The exchange is quiet and efficient. He likes that. He is shown where to go next. He walks at a steady pace, bag resting on his shoulder, not too fast, not slow, just correct. The room he is assigned is simple. Beds, lockers, a window that lets in enough light. He chooses a space, places his bag down, and begins arranging his things. Shirt folded, shoes aligned, bag placed neatly below, order first. Always, soon, he is given his duties. They are not dramatic. No big responsibilities. Mostly observation, assistance, and learning how things work here. This suits him. His first shift is quiet. Standing at a post, watching a road that does not see much traffic. Hours pass with very little happening. He notices details instead, shadows. Wind-moving dust. The steady sound of his own breathing. Training prepared him for this. He stands without shifting too much. Eyes alert, mind calm. When someone passes, he acknowledges them correctly. When nobody passes, he continues standing, waiting again. Meals are eaten on schedule. The food tastes familiar, not because it is the same as home, but because routine always tastes familiar. During off-duty hours, he watches others. Older soldiers move calmly. They speak when needed. They rest when allowed. Nobody rushes. Nobody panics. He learns by observing. Someone gives him a small instruction. He follows it exactly. The result is correct. That feels good. Days pass slowly at first. Each one looks similar. He learns the base layout, the names, the timings, the small rules that are not written down but followed carefully, like where to stand during certain hours, when to speak. When silence is better, he fits in without effort. At night, the base becomes quieter. Lights dim, sounds soften. He lies on his bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the distant sounds of night. Duty. It feels different from the village, but not uncomfortable. He writes his first short letter home. Nothing fancy, just simple updates. Safe, calm, organized. He reads it once, folds it neatly, and sends it. The reply will come later. No rush. During the day, he is given small responsibilities, checking things, reporting observations, standing watch. Nothing dramatic, but everything matters. He notices that responsibility here is not loud. It does not announce itself. It simply shows up and expects attention. He gives it that attention. Sometimes hours pass with nothing to report. That does not bother him. He understands that quiet days are good days. The uniform feels natural now. He adjusts it without thinking. Buttons aligned. Sleeves correct. Shoes clean. He catches his reflection once and barely recognizes the calm figure looking back, not because he has changed so much, but because the change feels complete. He is no longer training, he is serving. The older soldiers notice his steadiness. One of them nods at him once. That nod says, "You're doing fine." He accepts it silently. Weeks pass. He stops counting them. Counting feels unnecessary. The base becomes familiar. The routines become comforting. The expectations become clear. He does not dream of excitement. He dreams of smooth shifts and proper schedules. Very sensible dreams. As night falls on another ordinary day, he stands at his post, watching the same quiet road. Nothing happens. And he realizes something important. Nothing happening means everything is working. He breathes in. Breathes out. This is his first posting. Simple, calm, steady, and it suits him perfectly. After some time, the days stop feeling separate. They blend together in a slow, steady line, like footsteps on a long road. One day looks very much like the next, and that stops feeling boring and starts feeling comfortable. This is where real service begins. He wakes up at the same time every day, not because of an alarm anymore, but because his body has agreed to it. Morning feels familiar. Washing, dressing, checking his uniform. Everything happens in the same order. The order matters. At the base, faces become familiar. Not close friends, exactly. More like people you trust to do their part. Conversations are short, mostly about duty times, weather, and food. Important topics. His duties remain simple but steady. Guard shifts, observation, reporting, sometimes paperwork, sometimes long hours of standing with nothing to report. He learns that nothing to report is not a failure. It is a success. Seasons pass. Summer heat arrives slowly, stays longer than expected, then leaves. Winter follows, quieter and colder. His uniform changes slightly. His routine does not. Rain falls on the base roof during night shifts. The sound becomes familiar, almost relaxing. He stands under cover, watching the road, listening to the steady rhythm of rain. Time moves quietly here. He learns how to manage long hours. Small adjustments. Shifting weight carefully. Breathing steadily. Keeping the mind alert without letting it wander too far. This balance takes practice. Meals are eaten calmly. Always enough. Never fancy. He eats what is served and moves on. Food is fuel here, not entertainment. Letters from home arrive from time to time. He reads them slowly, sometimes twice. The village sounds the same. Life continues there without him, just as it should. He replies with short, neat letters. Reassuring ones. No complaints. No big stories. Just steady updates. The base becomes part of him. He knows its quiet corners. The best spots to stand during long shifts. The times when the air feels cooler. The times when silence feels deeper. New soldiers arrive. Nervous. Unsure. He recognizes the look. He does not say much, but when asked, he gives clear answers. Simple advice, nothing more. Years pass like this, not marked by events, but by routine. His body grows stronger, then steadier. Muscles adapt. Movements become efficient. He wastes no energy. There are no heroic moments to remember. No dramatic scenes. Just consistency. And consistency becomes his strength. Sometimes, during night duty, he looks up at the stars. They look the same as they did over the village. This comforts him. Some things do not change, no matter where you stand. He does not feel stuck. He feels placed where he needs to be. The work continues. Shifts rotate. Duties adjust slightly. But the core remains the same. Show up. Pay attention. Follow order. Repeat. He notices that younger soldiers watch him now. Not closely, just enough. He stands a little straighter when he realizes this. Responsibility has a quiet weight. He carries it well. As years go by, the calendar changes many times. Dates pass without being noticed. Birthdays come and go. He celebrates them with an extra cup of tea and a longer rest. That feels sufficient. The base changes slowly. Small updates. New paint. New signs. But the feeling stays familiar. He remains calm, reliable, quiet. People begin to describe him with simple words. Steady, reliable, no trouble. He takes this as a compliment. Life here is not exciting. It is structured. And structure keeps the days smooth. When he lies down at night, his body knows it has done its part. That knowledge brings good sleep. Tomorrow will be similar. And that is exactly how he likes it. Years of routine service do not create stories that make headlines. They create stability, and in their own quiet way, they matter deeply. He closes his eyes. Another ordinary day completed, many more to come. Calmly, duty hours begin quietly. There is no dramatic start. No music. No big speech. Just a schedule, a time, and a man standing up because that is what the clock says to do. He checks his watch. Same time as always. Good. Inside duty hours, life becomes very precise. Every minute seems to know where it belongs. He washes his face, puts on his uniform, and adjusts it carefully. Not because someone is watching, but because it feels right. The uniform is not tight, not loose, just correct, he reports in. Names are called. Responses are short, clear. Nobody adds extra words. Extra words are heavy, and duty prefers light things. His assignment for the day is familiar. A post he knows well. A place where nothing usually happens, which, again, is perfect. He walks there calmly. Boots touching the ground in a steady rhythm. He does not rush. Rushing makes mistakes. Mistakes make paperwork. Nobody wants more paperwork. At his post, he stands straight, eyes forward, mind alert but relaxed. This balance took time to learn. Too alert makes you tired. Too relaxed makes you careless. He found the middle. Inside duty hours, time moves differently. Minutes feel longer, but days feel shorter. He watches shadows move slowly. The sun climbs, pauses, then begins its quiet journey down. People pass by. Some nod. Some say nothing. Both are acceptable. He observes everything but reacts to very little. Observation is his main job. Reacting is only needed when something changes. Usually, nothing changes. He reports when required. Clear voice. Correct words. No emotion attached. Emotion is not needed here. Sometimes there is paperwork. He sits at a desk, pen in hand, filling out forms that all look the same. He likes this more than he expected. Forms do not argue. They do not surprise you. They just want to be filled correctly. He fills them correctly. During longer shifts, he learns how to stand comfortably without looking lazy, a very important skill. Weight shifts slightly. Posture remains firm. Face remains neutral. He breathes slowly. Breathing helps time pass smoothly. Inside duty hours, he becomes very aware of small things. Sounds, footsteps, wind moving nearby objects, the way silence changes when someone approaches. He trusts his senses now. There are moments when boredom tries to appear. It knocks gently, like, "Hello, I'm here." He acknowledges it, then ignores it. Boredom does not last long if you do not invite it inside. He keeps his mind busy with small checks. Is everything in place? Is anything different? Has anything changed since the last hour? Usually, the answer is no. And that is a good answer. He remembers during training, they said duty is not about excitement. It is about presence, being there, being ready. Even when nothing happens, especially when nothing happens, occasionally something small breaks the routine. A new instruction, a change in schedule, a short briefing. He listens carefully, memorizes it, and adjusts without complaint. Flexibility is quiet strength. Meals during duty hours are simple, timed, efficient. He eats enough, not too much. Too much food makes standing difficult. Experience has taught him this. He drinks water slowly. Staying alert matters. He watches senior soldiers during duty, how they move less, speak less, react slower but smarter. He learns that experience removes unnecessary motion. He is slowly becoming like them. There are moments when he feels tired, legs heavy, back stiff. He acknowledges the feeling without fighting it. Fighting makes it worse. Accepting makes it manageable. He focuses on posture again, breath again, time again. Inside duty hours, he learns discipline is not force. It is agreement. An agreement between mind and body to cooperate. When shifts change, reports are exchanged calmly, nothing exaggerated, nothing minimized. Just facts. Facts are safe. Sometimes he covers extra hours. Sometimes someone else covers for him. There is quiet trust in this system. People show up. That is enough. He does not think much about the outside world during duty. Thoughts stay focused. Home thoughts can wait. Duty hours are not for remembering. They are for noticing. He notices everything. As the day moves forward, the base follows its rhythm. Activity increases slightly, then decreases again. He moves when needed, stands when required, sits only when allowed. He does not question the structure. Structure removes confusion. Near the end of his duty hours, he feels a gentle sense of completion, not relief, just readiness to hand things over. He gives his final report. Checks are done. Instructions acknowledged. Duty ends the same way it began. Quietly, he steps away from his post, posture relaxing slightly. The shift is complete. Nothing went wrong. Nothing dramatic happened, which means everything went right. Inside duty hours may look boring from the outside. Standing, watching, waiting, repeating, but inside they shape him. They teach patience, attention, calm strength, the ability to be present without needing excitement. He understands now that duty is not about moments. It is about consistency. And as he walks away, uniform still neat, mind steady. He knows tomorrow will be similar, and he is completely okay with that. Very okay. The promotion does not arrive with noise. No announcement echoing across the base. No sudden change in the air. It comes quietly, written on paper, spoken in a calm voice, and handed to him like an everyday task. He reads it once, then again, just to be sure. The rank changes slightly, just one step, small enough that most people would barely notice. But he notices. He feels it settle on his shoulders, light but real. With the promotion comes responsibility, not excitement. Responsibility never feels exciting at first. It feels heavier, like a backpack you did not pack yourself. His duties change slowly, not all at once. He is now expected to watch not just the road, but the people standing beside him, to notice patterns, to notice mistakes before they become problems. He does this naturally. Younger soldiers start coming to him with questions. Simple ones. Is this correct? What time do we report? Does this look right? He answers calmly, without sounding important. Importance makes people nervous. He remembers being new. He remembers how confusing small things felt. He keeps his explanations clear and short. Short explanations are kind. During duty, he now stands slightly differently. Not taller, just more aware. His eyes move more. His mind stays a little more alert. He does not change his behavior much. He just adds layers. Paperwork increases. He fills forms not only for himself now, but checks others' work too. He does this carefully. Mistakes are corrected quietly. Praise is given softly. He learns that leadership is mostly listening. Sometimes someone messes up, not badly, just enough to matter. He handles it calmly. No shouting. No embarrassment. He explains once. If needed, twice. That is usually enough. Respect grows faster in silence. Older officers watch him. They say very little. A nod here, a brief comment there. He understands that this is how approval looks. His name starts appearing more often on duty lists, on reports, on schedules. Nothing dramatic, just more frequent. Responsibility fills his days, but it does not overwhelm him. His routine stays intact. Wake up, prepare, report, serve, rest. He notices that his free time feels slightly different now. His mind reviews the day more carefully. Did everything go smoothly? Did everyone understand their tasks? This thinking does not stress him. It satisfies him. There is humor in the small things. A soldier trying too hard to stand perfectly. Another forgetting where he placed his cap. He smiles quietly. Leadership does not require a straight face at all times. He still stands long hours, still watches quiet roads, still reports calm days. But now, when nothing happens, it is partly because he made sure nothing would. He writes home about the promotion. Very simply, one line. No celebration, just information. His family will understand the importance, even if he does not describe it. He does not feel different inside, just slightly more useful. Responsibility teaches him patience in new ways. He learns to wait for others, to explain slowly, to accept that not everyone learns at the same pace. This is fine. The base continues its rhythm. Days pass. Weeks follow. The promotion settles into normal life. That is how he knows it is real. If it had felt exciting for too long, it would have been temporary. But this feels steady, permanent. He does not seek another promotion. He does not plan ahead. He simply does his work well. Good work tends to notice itself. As he finishes another shift, he hands over duties with clear instructions. Everything is in order. He steps away, posture relaxed, mind calm, a small promotion, a bigger responsibility, carried quietly, carried well. The middle years arrive without warning. There is no sign that says, you are halfway now. No announcement, no pause. One day he simply realizes that the job no longer feels new, and it no longer feels heavy either. It feels normal. These are the years where experience quietly takes over. He does not think before acting anymore. His body knows the routine. His hands move correctly without instruction. His mind stays calm even when schedules change. This is where confidence lies. Not loud confidence. The quiet kind that does not need to prove anything. He wakes up before the bell sometimes. Not because he is eager, but because his body understands time now. Mornings feel familiar, predictable, comforting. Uniform on, buttons straight. Shoes ready, always ready. At work, he moves smoothly through his duties. He no longer checks the clock often. Time passes whether you watch it or not. He focuses on what is in front of him. Younger soldiers look at him differently now. Not like a friend. Not like a boss. Somewhere in between. Someone safe to ask. Someone who will not panic. He answers questions calmly. Even the ones asked for the third time. Especially those. He understands that learning is slow. Service teaches patience better than anything else. The base itself feels smaller now. Not because it has changed, but because he knows every corner, every quiet spot, every place where time slows down a little more than usual. During duty hours, he notices problems before they happen. A misplaced item, a tired soldier, a schedule that needs adjustment. He fixes things early, quietly. Preventing problems feels better than solving them. Paperwork increases, but it does not bother him. He understands its purpose now. Records matter. Order matters. Even boring details matter, especially boring details. His conversations become shorter, but more meaningful. Less talking, more understanding. Sometimes a look is enough. He develops a dry sense of humor during these years. Small jokes, gentle comments, nothing sharp. Humor used carefully lasts longer. Laughter appears during breaks. Soft laughter, the kind that fades quickly and leaves. The room calm again. Physically, he feels steady, not as fast as the youngest ones, not as tired as he expected either. He has learned how to save energy, where to stand, how to breathe, when to rest. Efficiency replaces strength. He takes pride in doing things correctly the first time. There is satisfaction in that. Quiet satisfaction. No applause needed. Letters from home still arrive. The village sounds unchanged. Seasons come and go there too. He notices that distance does not weaken connection. Time just stretches it. When he goes home on leave, he feels familiar and unfamiliar at the same time. The village feels smaller, quieter, slower. He fits in easily, but notices differences. He enjoys this feeling. It means he has grown. Back at the base, Life continues steadily. No big promotions. No dramatic changes. Just service. And he realizes something important. These middle years are not about rising. They are about sustaining, holding things steady, supporting others, keeping systems smooth. This role suits him well. He trains others now, shows them routines, explains why small things matter. He does not exaggerate. He tells the truth. That discipline is mostly repetition. Some listen closely. Some learn slowly. He treats both the same. Respect grows naturally. He no longer counts achievements. He counts completed days, calm days, says organized days. These are good days. Sometimes during quiet moments, he thinks about how far he has come from the village, from early training, from uncertainty. The thought does not make him emotional. It makes him grounded. He understands now that growth does not always feel like movement. Sometimes it feels like standing still very well. He watches new recruits arrive, nervous, excited, confused. He recognizes himself in them. He does not interfere unless needed. Everyone must learn in their own time. During night shifts, he feels comfortable with silence. Silence does not bother him anymore. It feels full, like it contains everything it needs. He stands, watches, listens. Nothing happens. That still means everything is fine. As years continue to pass, the middle years stretch comfortably, not rushed, not slow, just right. He does not feel stuck. He feels placed exactly where experience is useful. These years will not be remembered for one moment. They will be remembered for consistency, for calm, for reliability. And that is more than enough. He finishes another ordinary day, hands over duty, walks away with steady steps. Tomorrow will look similar. And that feels perfect. Preparing for retirement feels different from what he expected. It is not dramatic. It is not emotional. It is mostly practical. Lists, dates, small decisions, and quiet thinking during slow moments. The word retirement is no longer floating in the air. Now it has a shape, a timeline, a file with his name on it. He continues his routine as always. Wake up, dress, report, serve. Nothing changes on the surface, but underneath, his mind has started gently packing things away. He checks records more carefully now. Service years, postings, duties completed. Everything must be correct. Not because someone is watching, but because finishing properly matters. Loose ends feel uncomfortable. Younger soldiers come to him often, more than before. They ask questions about duty, but also about life. What is it like after? What do you do next? He answers honestly. He says he does not know everything yet. That uncertainty is fine. Planning is useful, but so is patience. He reminds them that service prepares you for calm more than excitement. Some nod. Some look confused. He smiles softly. His responsibilities slowly shift. He trains more, supervises more, steps back from the heaviest physical tasks without avoiding work. The balance feels natural. He notices his body changing. Recovery takes longer. Small aches stay a bit longer than before. He listens to these signs instead of fighting them. Listening is another form of discipline. He begins sorting his personal belongings, not all at once, one drawer at a time. Some things will go home. Some will be given away. Some are no longer needed. Letting go feels easier than expected. He writes to his family more frequently. Not emotional letters, practical ones. Asking about space at home, asking about simple plans. Tea times, morning routines, home feels closer now. Not urgent, just present. During quiet hours, he imagines mornings without duty calls, without uniforms waiting. He wonders what he will do with extra time. The thought does not make him nervous. It makes him curious. He walks around the base more slowly now, not because he is tired, but because he is noticing. The places where he stood for years, the paths worn smooth by footsteps, the corners where silence felt heavy and safe. Memory arrives gently. He does not speak much about retirement. He does not want attention. He wants closure. These are different things. Senior officers check in with him. Conversations are respectful, short, clear. He appreciates that. Paperwork continues. Dates are confirmed. Procedures explained. He listens carefully. Preparation is about clarity. He makes sure younger soldiers are comfortable taking over his responsibilities. He steps back slowly, watching from nearby, ready to guide if needed. They do well. This gives him peace. During duty, he remains fully present. He does not mentally leave early. He believes the last day should carry the same weight as the first. This belief keeps him grounded. At night, he sleeps deeply, deeper than before. His mind feels lighter, less to hold on to, less to manage. Dreams change slightly, more village scenes, more open spaces, more quiet mornings. He wakes without hurry. As the retirement date approaches, he feels a gentle closing feeling, like the sun lowering slowly, not rushing toward the horizon. He does not feel proud in a loud way. He feels complete. He understands now that preparing for retirement is not about ending service. It is about carrying its lessons forward. Discipline, patience, routine, calm. These do not retire. They simply change location. He finishes another day, hands over duty, walks away calmly, one step closer, steady, ready. The last day in uniform begins like every other day. That feels important to him. He wakes up at the usual time. No extra pause. No dramatic thoughts. The morning air feels the same. The light enters the room the same way it always has. Routine stays loyal until the end. He washes his face and looks in the mirror a little longer than usual. Not searching for anything, just noticing. The uniform hangs nearby, pressed and ready. He puts it on slowly, carefully. Every button aligned, every fold correct. This uniform has shaped his days for years. Today, it fits like a memory. He adjusts his cap, checks his shoes, and nods once to himself. Ready. At the base, nothing changes. People move as usual. Duties continue. Schedules remain. That comforts him. The system does not stop for one person. He reports in, voice steady. Names spoken clearly, no extra words. During duty, he stays focused, observant, present. He does not allow his mind to drift. Today deserves full attention. He stands at familiar places, walks known paths, handles tasks he has done hundreds of times. Everything feels smooth, effortless. People treat him normally, some with quiet respect, some with friendly ease. Nobody makes a big moment out of it. This suits him perfectly. There are a few looks, a few nods that last a second longer than usual. He understands what they mean. At some point, someone says. Last day. Ha! He smiles and replies, yes, nothing more, no explanation needed. He eats his meals calmly. Same food, same place, same timing. He savors the normality more than the taste. Paperwork is completed. Reports are handed over. Instructions given clearly. He makes sure nothing is unclear. He does not rush. He spends a moment training a younger soldier one last time. Just a reminder, just a correction, just encouragement. He tells him, stay steady. That feels like enough advice for a lifetime. As the day moves on, he feels a quiet weight lifting, not relief, not sadness, just completion. He walks around the base once more during a break, not like a tour, just passing through, letting the feet remember what they already know, the walls, the ground, the air. Everything feels familiar, friendly. When the final duty hour ends, the handover feels slightly different, not emotional, just final. He gives his last report, clear, accurate, calm. The words, duty complete, carry more meaning today, but they sound the same as always. He returns to his room and begins removing the uniform. Slowly, piece by piece, each item folded neatly, respectfully. He places the uniform carefully, not thrown, not rushed. It deserves proper closure. For a moment, he sits quietly, no thoughts, just breathing. Then he stands up. Someone shakes his hand. Another nods. A quiet, good luck. A simple, take care. He thanks them gently. There is no ceremony, no speeches, no applause. And that makes it perfect. He walks toward the gate. The same gate he entered years ago. He pauses for half a second, then steps through. Outside, the air feels open. He is not a soldier in uniform anymore, but he is still steady, still calm, still disciplined. The uniform comes off. The man remains. And that feels right. Returning home feels quiet. Not the kind of quiet that feels empty. The kind that feels wide and open, like a deep breath taken slowly and fully. The journey back is calm. No rush. No strict schedule anymore. He carries a small bag. Not much inside. Most of what he carries now is invisible. When he reaches the edge of the village, everything feels familiar and new at the same time. The road looks smaller than he remembers. The trees feel closer. The air smells like earth and time. The village has been waiting in its own way. Houses stand where they always have. Fields stretch quietly. Birds move without concern. Life here does not care about ranks or schedules. He walks slowly. Nobody shouts his name. Nobody gathers around. That suits him. Someone notices him and nods. Another smiles. Word spreads softly, like wind moving through leaves. Home appears ahead. Simple. Steady, the door opens. Faces appear. Warm. Familiar. There are no big speeches. Just greetings. A few quiet laughs. Someone takes his bag. Someone offers tea. Tea always comes first. He sits where he used to sit long ago. The chair feels smaller, or maybe he has grown. He holds the cup carefully, feeling the warmth in his hands. The room feels peaceful. Questions come slowly. How was it? Are you tired? Will you stay long? He answers calmly. It was fine. A little. Wes? That is enough. Days begin to settle into a new routine. Morning walks without uniforms. Sunlight without duty calls. He wakes early out of habit, then remembers he does not have to hurry. This makes him smile. He helps around the house. Small tasks. Repairs. Carrying things. Useful things. He enjoys being useful without orders. The village rhythm welcomes him back. Slow mornings. Long afternoons. Quiet evenings. People come to see him. Some curious. Some respectful. Some just wanting to sit quietly. He listens more than he speaks. When he speaks simply. Stories of service come out slowly, if at all. He does not exaggerate. He does not dramatize. Mostly he talks about routine. People seem surprised by this. He walks through fields in the early morning. The ground feels soft. The air is cool. Birds are busy with their own duties. He realizes something important. This place trained him first. The discipline of village life. The patience of farming days. The calm of long mornings. The army refined it. Retirement has not made him empty. It has made space. Space for slow thoughts. Space for rest. Space for being present. He sits outside in the evenings, watching the sky change colors. No reports to file. No shifts to prepare for. Just watching. Sometimes memories return. Training days. Long nights. Quiet posts. He does not push them away. He lets them pass. They feel like old friends. He understands now that service never really ends. It just changes shape. Discipline becomes daily habits. Patience becomes kindness. Routine becomes peace. He sleeps deeply at home, deeper than before. Dreams are calm. Mornings are gentle. The village accepts him not as a retired soldier, but as one of its own. That feels right. From a simple village boy to a calm retired soldier and back home again. The circle closes quietly, and in that quiet, there is peace.